Welcome. I'm Halcyon, and this is Hug Nation. It is such a treat to spend this moment with you. Today, I want to talk about revolutionary love. If you have not seen it yet, there is an amazing video by Valarie Kaur.
What if? What if this darkness is not the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb?
And I think there's more and more examples of this, of through the difficulty, through the challenge, through the frustration and pain points of this current chapter, rough spots are getting sanded. Deep splinters are coming to the surface. And my friend Wilkes, he said, perhaps history will look back at Trump as being the piece of sand that got inside the oyster and created a pearl. But this talk that Valarie Kaur gave, and it led to a whole bunch of momentum and started an organization called Revolutionary Love and hashtag Revolutionary Love. This is their mission statement that you can actually go to the site and sign and say, I am on board with this. We, people of faith and moral conscience, reclaim Valentine's Day as a day of revolutionary love, day of rising. We resist all executive orders and policies that put people in harm's way. We commit to fight for social justice through the ethic of love. Love for others, our opponents, and ourselves. I'm going to say that again. Love for others, our opponents, and ourselves. On Valentine's Day, we will rise up across the U.S. and around the world in music, poetry, dance, and engage Congress to declare that hashtag revolutionary love is the call of our times. Boom! If you go to the site, at the bottom of it, it has all these organizations of faith, synagogues, temples, churches, all sorts of groups that are unified not in the sacred books, but in love, in the recognition that there is a moral conscience to our country that is above and beyond religion. Yes, we have freedom of religion. Yes, you can practice whatever you want. But if you have lost touch with the compassion and the love of your faith, you have lost your way. I'm reminded of my grandpa Caleb, who, as a Baptist minister, grew up with a little bit of a harshness to his faith and a little bit of a fire and brimstone and a little bit of bigotry in his background growing up in the Dust Belt and just the nature of his surroundings and his history. And through a process of studying and digging in to the teachings and the words of Jesus, he found himself a guide and a light that was deeper and more sure than the teachings of any institution, of any church. And so he found times when he was actually having to break out of the practices of specific organizations and specific dogmas of different churches. And that is what is called for right now. That is what I think anyone who calls himself Christian or anything of faith, like, if your faith is in the way of your compassion, go back to the source. Maybe distrust whatever liaison you have towards the teachings of any prophet or mystic or God. And my grandpa, I remember we had a very powerful, amazing, beautiful Valentine's Day celebration. His last Valentine's Day, he was 94.
I am Caleb, and I can't wait to give you a conscious hug on Valentine's Day, because you and I are really the same kind of people that inhabit this beautiful globe.
I kind of knew he was getting to his final chapter, and so we had a party at his retirement village and invited anybody that wanted to come, wear pink, and we all gathered. People brought pink cupcakes, and we all gathered for lunch and then went up to his room, and he gave a little kind of talk about love. And he talked about the three types of love in the Greek terminology. that love is not this vague thing, but it actually is specifically several things. There is Phileo love, which is brotherly love, the love you feel towards your friends and your brothers and your sisters, and that bond that you have with family, whether it is blood family or not. There is Eros, which is romantic love or sexual love, and that's the love that is often celebrated on Valentine's Day, the love that makes you buy chocolates and flowers and dance under the moonlight. But there is also agape. And agape is divine love. It is the connection, the oneness. It is the recognition of the divine in others. It is that namaste feeling of like, I see the divine in you, you reflect the divine to me. It is what makes gifting work. As you find yourself experiencing the joy of another, as you lift another's burden, you feel that because you are connected, because you are one. That agape love is what I think is being called on in this revolutionary love movement. It is not selfish. It is not protective of you and your own and your family. It is all-inclusive. It is undeniable, and it is that power that spawned the religious movements of the world. It is that beyond the human experience that inspires mystics, that leads us to paths to our absolute truth and our connection with all the other human beings on the planet, and learning to love them despite what they do on a action by action basis, but seeing and knowing that we are all instances of a single expression. So I think about Grandpa a lot on Valentine's Day. And I encourage you to take the opportunity of Valentine's Day to celebrate love in your life. Sure, celebrate your romantic partner or partners if you're crafty. And celebrate your Phileo relationships of love with your family and your brothers and your sisters and your friends. And dig deep and feel the agape love. In this time of fear, in this time of concern, in this time of so often being pushed to a place of fight and rise up, see if you can anchor all of your feelings, all of your emotions, all of your purpose to that agape love, to that light that shines through you. Because when you are connected to that, you are not connected to it. You are it. You are a part of it. And by being a part of it, everyone else is a part of it too. And you have no choice but to lift others up, to be kind, to gift to others. Not out of any sense of guilt or even right or wrong, but out of a sense of selfishness, of protecting all that is good in the world, in a sense of tuning in to truth. So, woohoo! Let's celebrate revolutionary love. Woohoo! Let's celebrate agape love. Woohoo! Let's celebrate love for others, our opponents, and ourselves. I love you in the deepest, most profound way. And I am so grateful to share this journey with you. Whee! And we broadcast live. If you're watching this at a different time, then you're watching the archive, and that's amazing. Technology has bottled up this experience, this now moment, time traveled it to your now moment. It's now our now moment, regardless of where we are in time and space.